Picture this. You've booked the dream trip, packed your bags, breezed through security, and now you're standing at the gate. Your plane is right there. But just as you're about to board, the gate agent looks at you and says the words no traveler wants to hear. You can't get on. It's happening more than ever in 2025. And the reasons? Some will seriously catch you off guard. In this video, I'll walk you through 11 shocking reasons travelers are being denied. The first reason people are getting denied boarding in 2025? It's your carry-on bag. You think it fits, but airlines have gotten stricter than ever. Gate agents now have measuring racks, and they're actually using them. Even if it looks like it fits in the overhead bin, they want proof. If it doesn't slide in perfectly, you'll be asked to check it at the gate. And if you refuse, you're not flying. Yep, denied boarding on the spot. This has happened to travelers carrying valuables, medication, even musical instruments. One world-famous violinist was told to check her 200-year-old violin, or miss the flight. Spoiler alert, she missed the flight. Brutal, right? So here's the takeaway. Don't argue with the gate agent about your bag. Even if you're right, you're not going to win that fight. Play it safe. Check the size before you pack, because once you're at the gate, your options are limited. You got to the airport on time. You passed security. You grabbed a snack. You thought you had plenty of time. But when you strolled up to the gate, it was already closed. Yep, your flight hasn't even taken off yet, but you're not getting on. Here's what most travelers forget. Flight time is not the same as boarding time. Airlines usually close the gate 15 minutes before departure, but in 2025, some are closing it even earlier, especially if everyone's already boarded. So while you were sipping coffee at the airport cafe, the gate agents were sealing the doors. Once that door is closed, it doesn't reopen. I've seen passengers sprint up while their name is being announced. And still, too late. The jet bridge? Empty. The gate? Deserted. Your seat? Gone. Plan to arrive earlier than you think, because on time might not be enough anymore. Here's a tiny mistake that can kill your trip. Your ticket says one thing, your ID says another. That mismatch? It can get you grounded at the gate. Even something as small as using Sam instead of Samuel can trigger it. Airlines follow strict international security rules. If the names don't match exactly, they won't let you board. There was a guy who booked his friend's ticket as a joke. He entered the name Fluffy McKittens. Funny? Sure. Until his friend couldn't fly. Not so funny now. Double-check your booking details. Use your full legal name exactly as it appears on your ID. If there's a typo, fix it before you get to the airport. Yes, some airlines charge for name corrections. But trust me, that's way cheaper than a missed vacation. You made it to the airport. You're early. You think everything's fine. But then, you're told you can't check in. Why? Because you missed the cutoff time. Most airlines close check-in 30 to 60 minutes before departure. And lately, they've been tightening those windows even more. It doesn't matter if you're standing in the airport. If you haven't checked in by the deadline, you're done. You won't be allowed through security. And here's the catch. Some airlines don't even announce the change. It just happens. If you check in at the desk instead of online, you're especially at risk. Lines can be long. Kiosks can glitch. You think you have time, but time runs out. Always check in online when you can. And learn your airline's check-in deadlines, because once you miss it, there's no negotiating. This one feels like something out of a sci-fi movie. You step up to board, but instead of scanning your ticket, they scan your face. Welcome to facial recognition boarding. Fast, futuristic, and yeah, kind of creepy. Many travelers are refusing it over privacy concerns. But here's the twist. On some international flights, you can't opt out. If you refuse, you don't fly. Simple as that. Even when opt-out is allowed, things get messy. Manual ID checks can slow the process down, sometimes just enough to make you miss your boarding window. It's controversial, sure, but in 2025, more and more airports are using it. The future is watching your face, whether you like it or not. You might think being a little rude doesn't matter, but in 2025, it could cost you your seat. Gate agents have more authority than you realize. If they think you'll be a problem during the flight, they can deny you boarding on the spot. And that decision? It's not always about facts. Sometimes it's just a gut call. Maybe you snapped about a seat assignment. Maybe you rolled your eyes during check-in. Maybe you were just sarcastic. It doesn't matter if you were right. If they see you as a potential disruption, you're off the flight. One woman got denied boarding over baggage fees. Another got flagged just for her tone. Gate agents are trained to watch for red flags. So here's your hack. Stay calm, stay cool, be polite. It could be the difference between boarding and being left behind. You checked in early, you showed up on time, you did everything right, and yet, you're not getting on the plane. Why? Because the flight's overbooked. Airlines regularly sell more seats than they have. They're betting a few people won't show up. But when everyone does show up, someone gets bumped. Sometimes they ask for volunteers. Other times they just pick people. And no, it's not always random. They might choose based on check-in time, or fare class, or whether you're part of their loyalty program. Basic economy seats? Often the first to get cut. Want to avoid this? Check in as early as possible. Join your airline's frequent flyer program, even if you don't fly often. And if you can, skip basic economy, because when it comes to getting bumped, someone always loses. This one's awkward, but real. You might feel clean, you might feel fresh, but if someone nearby disagrees, you might get pulled off the flight. Gate agents and crew can deny boarding for odor, and it doesn't have to be body odor. Strong cologne, essential oils, even lingering cigarette smoke, all of it can trigger complaints. It's not about hygiene, it's about passenger comfort. If someone says they're allergic or feels sick, you might be left behind. And here's the kicker. There's no exact rule, it's up to the crew's judgment. So play it safe. Go light on the scents. Make sure you're not overpowering. Smell like a person, not a scented candle store. You packed your bags. You brought your passport. But guess what? That might not be enough. Not all IDs are created equal. Some countries require 6 months of passport validity after you arrive. Others need multiple blank visa pages. And if your passport is damaged, torn, wet, or worn out, they can reject it on site. Even some domestic flights are changing. In the US, Real ID is now required in many places. Your regular driver's license might not cut it anymore. So before your trip, check your documents. Not just that they exist, but that they're valid. Because once you're at the airport, it might be too late to fix it. You found an amazing deal. Everything went through. You got the confirmation email, you show up to the airport, and your name isn't in the system. What happened? You were hit by a booking glitch. Maybe your payment failed behind the scenes. Maybe the third-party site didn't sync with the airline. Or maybe the airline quietly canceled your ticket. Sometimes it looks confirmed. But it's a ghost reservation. If your name's not in their system, you're not getting on. So here's what to do. Always confirm your flight directly with the airline. Do it a few days before your trip. Take screenshots of your booking, confirmation, and seat assignment. Because if something goes wrong, you'll want receipts. And now, the most terrifying one. You check in, you walk to the gate. Everything seems normal. Then suddenly, you're pulled aside. You're told you can't board. No one tells you why. You've been flagged. Maybe your name matches someone on a watch list. Maybe there was a glitch in the security system. Maybe something from your past popped up, even if it wasn't serious. This has happened to real people. One woman was flying to her sister's wedding. She got blocked and missed the entire event. And the worst part? It took weeks to clear her name. So how do you avoid this? Don't cause problems in the air. Never joke about security, ever. And if you've had trouble before, call the airline ahead of time. Because once you're flagged, the gate is the worst place to find out. So there you have it. 11 very real, very frustrating reasons travelers are being denied boarding in 2025. Stay sharp, stay prepared, and maybe keep fluffy McKittens off your next boarding pass.